evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 15th of April. 6 key regional parties announce merger as Janata Parivar to take on ruling BJP. Asif, Zardari and Bilawal deny reports of rift over control of party. And Harvest Festival celebrated with pageantry across South Asia. And now for all the details. Narendra Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to undertake a standalone visit to Canada in 42 years. The Premier, who began the last leg of his three-nation tour in Ottawa, is set to expand opportunities for transforming strategic bilateral relationship. Our political editor Smita Prakash reports from Canada.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Canada on the last leg of his three-nation 9-day overseas visit. He will be in Ottawa till Tuesday evening, after which he departs for Toronto and then to Vancouver. A number of senior ministers were at the airport to greet Mr. Modi on his arrival in Ottawa on Tuesday evening. Trade, energy, environment and security are to figure in his talks with Prime Minister Stephen Harper over the next 3 days.
We are focused on several broad areas. For example, energy. Cooperation in the energy sector is a major aspect of our bilateral ties. In addition, agriculture. A third aspect would be skilling and education.
A number of people from the Indian community were present at the hotel where Mr. Modi is staying, eager to meet with the Indian Prime Minister.
Excited he is here, and I can't wait to see more progress of India with Canada and all of Indo-Canadian community.
Mr. Modi's visit is the first bilateral visit to Canada by an Indian Prime Minister since 1973. Canada is one of the few countries that engaged with Mr. Modi when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat and was accused of not doing enough to stop religious riots in 2002. While many countries were squeamish about doing business with Mr. Modi then and his state of Gujarat, Canadians had no such issues. Mr. Stephen Harper opened a Canadian trade office in Gujarat way back in 2006. And now that he's Prime Minister, Mr. Modi is here to repay that debt of friendship. He's also here to acknowledge the contributions made by the Indian expat community to Canada and to India. Smita Prakash for South Asia Newsline in Ottawa.
Pakistan People's Party chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has rejected reports of a rift between him and his father Asif Ali Zardari over the control of the PPP. He also denied that he has been sidelined in the country's main opposition party.
Amid speculations of a growing divide, Bilawal and Asif Ali Zardari met for the first time in months in Dubai on Tuesday. The duo, however, brushed aside the reports and said there was no difference in the first family of the PPP. They also published a joint statement on the party website clearing air about the situation within the party. The meeting comes days after Zardari announced that Bilawal was being trained for his role and that he will be relaunched into politics once he is mature enough to handle responsibilities. The keeping away of Bilawal from key party and family functions had raised speculations of a power struggle between the father and the son. Earlier, there were also reports that Bakhtawar Bhutto, the eldest daughter of Zardari and former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, could be given the top leadership of the party. 26-year-old Bilawal, who entered politics in 2007 following the assassination of his mother, now lives in London and has reportedly taken a break to focus on his academics.
6 key regional political parties in India on Wednesday announced a merger to form a new party. The Janata Parivar is aimed at establishing a non-BJP, non-Congress government in India.
Top leaders of the 6 parties held a meeting in capital New Delhi to announce their formal merger towards the Grand Alliance. The joining groups include Samajwadi Party, Janata Dal United, Janata Dal Secular, Rashtriya Janata Dal, Indian National Lok Dal and Samajwadi Janata Party. All these parties were a part of the erstwhile Janata Parivar in the 1970s. Former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister and Samajwadi Party Supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav has been tasked to lead the new outfit.
सभी 6 दलों के लोग बैठे थे, उसमें एक कमेटी का गठन किया है माननीय मुलायम सिंह जी की अध्यक्षता में, और ये कमेटी आज एक दो फैसले किए हैं। माननीय मुलायम सिंह जी इस राष्ट्रीय दल के अध्यक्ष होंगे और पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड के अध्यक्ष होंगे।
With the merger, the new outfit has a strength of 15 members in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament, while in the upper house of Rajya Sabha, they will have a combined number of 30 lawmakers. The first test of power for the newly formed alliance will be the upcoming provincial polls in eastern Bihar, where it is expected to give a tough fight to the federal ruling Bharatiya Janata Party.
नीति है वही भाजपा को खदेड़ने का, और समाजवादी विचारधारा से लैस करके दिल्ली, पटना, लखनऊ, कलकत्ता चारों तरफ अभी हम लोग भ्रमण करेंगे, सब जगह चारों तरफ, और सब इनका जो हवाबाजी है इन लोगों का, भाजपा का, इनका हवा निकाल देंगे ट्यूब में से।
The BJP, however, said the new alliance has no clear ideology and the people will reject them.
Though they have contradictory views on various topics, though they have contradictory ideologies, yet they are coming together, shows that they are not confident of performance if they stand out apart from each other.
The Janata Parivar is the latest in a series of Third Front experiments in India through the years. Only the National Front led by VP Singh, which ruled from 1989 to 91, and the United Front, which ruled from 1996 to 98, has so far been successful in forming a government at the centre.
Dreaded Pakistani militant leader Hafiz Saeed has asked Pakistan Parliament to change its decision and send combat troops to Yemen. This comes amid a growing protest by various Sunni groups in Pakistan against Islamabad's decision to stay neutral in the conflict.
Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief Hafiz Saeed said he will organize a series of rallies across Pakistan in the coming days to mobilize public opinion to send troops to support the Saudi-led attacks in Yemen. He said the government should change its decision in the larger interest of Muslims.
ये उम्मत का मामला है, ये हसास मसला है, हरमैन की और बिलादे हरमैन की हिफाजत का मसला है, तो इसके अंदर हमें इंशाअल्लाह एक इत्तेहाद की फ़िदा पूरे मुल्क के अंदर बनानी है और फिर अपनी हुकूमत को कायल करना है, यानी अवामी सतह पर इंशाअल्लाह एक मजबूत आवाज़ दे के अपनी हुकूमत से ये कहना है कि वो आलम इस्लाम की सतह पर इसके अंदर एक इत्तेहादी कैफियत पैदा करे।
Sunni majority Pakistan had last week, through a unanimous parliamentary resolution, decided to stay neutral in the crisis. Saudi, which is also a Sunni-dominant country, had sought both combat troops and weapons for the crackdown on Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Pakistan had decided to keep away from the conflict, fearing a sectarian backlash at home between the majority Sunnis and minority Shias. The decision had, however, evoked angry reactions from Sunni religious groups who are continuing their protest across the country against the parliamentary resolution.
The Interpol has issued a red corner notice against Bangladesh Nationalist Party senior vice chairperson Tariq Rahman. The notice was issued in connection with an attack on an Awami League rally in 2004 which killed 24 people. Rahman, the elder son of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, had fled the country in 2008 on the pretext of treatment and now lives in London. Bangladesh had approached the Interpol in May 2013 to get him extradited. Rahman is also facing 14 other cases including murder and violence. He is also under trial for a criminal defamation case regarding insulting the father of the nation, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. India's agrarian societies rang in the harvest season with cheer. Celebrated in different forms, the festival also marked the beginning of New Year for many communities. Take a look.
Northeastern Assam got into a festive mood with Rongali Bihu, the festival heralding the Assamese New Year, on Wednesday. The day is also marked by paying obeisance to livestock and farm implements. Among other delicacies, rice wine is served to the elders in the household. Locals revelled in fun and gaiety amid singing and dancing. The traditional Bihu dance was the highlight of the celebration. For people of Kerala too, the spring festivities mark the beginning of the Malayalam New Year and new harvest season. The highlight of the festival is the Vishukani. People in the southern state wake up to the image or an idol of Lord Krishna, making it the first sight of the new agricultural season. The community also took to various temples praying for peace and prosperity.
ये तो हमारा केरल का एक बहुत बड़ा त्योहार है क्योंकि केरल में अंग्रेजी महीने तो आता है ना तो वो जनवरी में आता है लेकिन हमारे नया साल आने वाला विशु का दिन में आता हूँ समझा इसलिए विशु में हम लोगों ने फूल और सब कुछ लेकर पहले उठने के समय देखने के लिए भगवान को देखने के लिए आकर सभी लोगों को देखकर विशु पोंगल तो अच्छे तौर से करता हूँ.
Various parts of India kept immersed in the festive fervour from a day before. Thousands kept flocking the Golden Temple in holy city Amritsar to take a dip in the sacred pond. The day also commemorates the foundation of Khalsa Panth or Order of the Pure Ones by Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th and last Guru of Sikhs in 1699.
मोगा तो आए हैं इत्थे अपनी फैमिली नाल असीं इत्थे मस्तक होवांगे फिर असीं गुरबाणी दा पाठ करांगे पाठ सुनांगे अरदास करांगे पातशाह अगे अरदास करांगे कि साडा सिੱਖੀ सिद्ध केसा सत्संग अंतले समय तक निभ जावे.
The annual festival is celebrated when the rabi or winter crop is ripe for harvesting. Farmers pay obeisance to Mother Nature and standing crops praying for a bumper harvest in the coming season as well.
And while the whole of India remained soaked in festive fervour, things were no different in neighbouring countries too. Take a look at how celebrations broke out in other parts of South Asia.
Sikh devotees gathered in Gurdwara Panja Sahib in Pakistan to perform religious rituals and greet the arrival of spring. Thousands of Sikh pilgrims from across the world every year flock the shrine in Hasan Abdal, some 27 miles from the eastern city of Rawalpindi, to participate in the important festival. Over 2,000 Sikhs from India, Canada, US, UK and Australia are attending the celebrations this year. Sunni majority Pakistan, which sees nearly daily violence against minority communities, has made special security arrangements this year.
जब से आए बहुत मज़ा है बहुत एंजॉय कर रहे हैं बहुत रूहानी सुकून भी मिल रहा है जो ख्वाहिश यहाँ पर मांगो वो पूरी होती है इसीलिए हम भी चले आए.
Things were no less celebratory in Bangladesh. The entire nation broke into a canvas of varied colors as residents celebrated Poila Baisakh or Bengali New Year. The culture and tradition of the country was at full display on the streets of capital Dhaka on the first day of the Bengali calendar. People danced to drum beats as they revelled in the celebrations during the massive procession. Many said it was great to be a part of the joyous occasion.
আজকে বাংলা নববর্ষের প্রথম দিন বাংলা নববর্ষের প্রথম দিন পহেলা বৈশাখ আমরা সবাই মিলে নানা বয়সী মানুষ জাতি ধর্ম বর্ণ সব বয়সী মানুষ আমরা এখানে একসাথে হয়েছি সবাই মিলে দিনটিকে নানাভাবে উদযাপন করব এর জন্য.
Despite security remaining stepped up in the light of the ongoing opposition-led shutdowns in the country, little could it deter the spirits of Bangladeshis who marked the day with gusto.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. 6 key regional parties announced merger as Janata Parivar to take on ruling BJP. Asif, Zardari and Bilawal deny reports of rift over control of party. And Harvest Festival celebrated with pageantry across South Asia. Now, viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.